Antoine, there's a lot there. We all mentioned all morning that it surprised all of us. It clearly surprised everyone within the Lakers organization. What was your reaction to the news?
I mean, obviously, I was surprised like everybody else. I was surprised how he handled it, honestly, when you really think about it, because I had to listen to his comments and you start to go through it to try to figure out what went wrong. One, not to talk to Jenny if you love her so much. Not to talk to her and you met with her the day before, I think is wrong. Not to talk to LeBron James, a guy you got to come there and be a part of this thing, and which I'm pretty sure you told LeBron that it was going to take maybe a couple years to get this thing built up the way we need to be a championship team. I thought we're all wrong and kind of disrespectful to a certain degree to leave on them like that. And then the Laker organization, just to put them in a position now, they have to find another leader one day after the season's over with. I think it's tough for Magic. And I love Magic. He's my favorite player. He's one of the guys I've always looked up to. And to do this to this team and the organization, I think he's contradicting himself a little bit. It's not adding up the right way. And I know we all could be happy. We want to do things to make ourselves happy. So I respect that part.
But there's a right way to go about it. There's a right, that's the thing is, we were joking just moments ago about you not being in Miami last night. If you had decided after the show yesterday, you know what? I need for me to go to Miami. I know I'm supposed to be on the show tomorrow. That would be your right. But you can't no show, no call. You'd have to call Keta. You'd have to call and be like, hey, guys, I'm sorry to put you in a rough spot. I got to go do this. Magic at the very end is revealing. He said, this is what's best for me. And I don't begrudge anybody doing what's best for them. But there is a process that adults in big positions there's a reason that you can work at the local burger joint. You're supposed to give them 2 weeks notice. Like, I mean, that's how it works in any job. The other thing that I thought was telling was he said, I want to tell Jeannie because I think she'd have talked me out of it. He said that I think that if I had met with Jeannie, we'd have left this conversation with me staying. And I didn't want to stay. So you know what I mean? He filed the divorce papers and essentially left town. You know what I mean? We're not going to allow for reconciliation. And I don't think the Lakers necessarily will look back on this as a bad day. I think there's an opportunity for them to get better in that position. But right now, the team, what do the Los Angeles Lakers have other than LeBron James? Do they have a coach? Do they have a team president? Do they have an all-seeing, all-knowing owner? Do they have a second star? Do they have a third star? Do they have a healthy young player in Brandon? What do they have other than LeBron James? And the answer is not that in the Lakers brand, and the weather in L.A. is basically what they have right now.
Look, I'm about commitment. I'm about being dependable. I'm about my word. If I tell you something, it might cut you, but it's my truth. And I had a problem in my career because the coach said he couldn't depend on me. So I go out of my way at this stage of my life to make sure that I'm dependable, that even if I have to tell somebody something that they don't want to hear, I tell them the truth. And in my commitments to people, I don't overcommit myself. So with Magic, this is unexcusable to me, this part. Not talking to LeBron James after LeBron is going to make the last big move of his career, trusting that to you and the Lakers. He can say what he wants about Jenny Buss being a sister. Don't matter what you call me. It's a matter of how you treat me. When we were trying to get this show together, Nick and I had many meetings. And I told him, we just talked to his daughter and his wife on the way. Man, I'm committed to your family. I'm committed to going to New York and altering my life. Because, yes, Magic, let me tell you something. Before I did this show, my life was a hell of a lot more flamboyant. I had a hell of a lot more fun than what I'm having now, getting up at 3 in the morning, reading the clippings and everything. Yeah, it's a grind.
Life's typically more fun when you're not employed, but you can get away with it.
But I made a commitment, though. And if something would happen, and I've been offered other things, and people talk to me about stuff, but I wouldn't do this without you and Jenna knowing exactly what I was going to do and the reasons why. Because I made a commitment not only to you guys as far as this show, but to your family and your kids and the things that you're trying to do. So Magic just saying, no, you just can't have a press conference and just leave people in limbo. LeBron James, Jenny Buss, the rest of that staff there. So for me, that was very, he's got a lot more class and has shown a lot more class than the way he went about that right there.
I want to go back to what Nick said. I think the Lakers are still in a good position. I do agree with Magic when he said that. You got the best player in the world, LeBron James. It's the difference when you leave and but you got the best player in the world who still got a lot left in the tank. So you got him. I disagree with you with Luke Walton. I think Luke Walton could be a coach for this team. He's been on the staff, which you got to think, he played with Kobe Bryant, so he's been around a superstar. He's obviously been around Phil Jackson, who's been a great coach who knows how to handle those championship teams. And he's been with Golden State. With those three guys. I know it's a small sample size of him coaching, and you got 3 superstars, but he's been around there. Who are you going to bring in that's been around that LeBron is going to really respect, that their job is not already taken?
Well, the obvious answer there is Ty Lue. But other than Ty Lue, not a lot of guys check that box.
Right, so I don't think Luke Walton was the fault. If anybody, if you lose those, LeBron misses 18 games, Rondo misses his games, Kuzma, Ingram, you're going to lose in the Western Conference. The Western Conference is too tough. You got to play those teams 4 times. You're going to lose. So it's not Luke Walton's fault. He had some bad losses. I understand that. But you got to give the guy a legitimate chance with a healthy roster.
The Luke Walton argument is, are you willing to allow him to learn on the job while you have the best player in the last quarter of it? So that's the thing. Do you have patience for him to grow as a coach? Because I don't believe Luke is an awful coach, but do I have a chance to be able to let it grow? And that's the question, and my answer to that would be no.
What do you think Magic's biggest mistake was, looking back over the last chunk of time?
I think when he took over, he should have obviously right away put his coach in play. I know it's very difficult to do. I know you want to respect Luke Walton, but you got to put your people in play. Regardless, if Rob Pelinka is your guy, then, okay, you got to go.
And Rob Pelinka wasn't his guy.
That's what I'm saying. You got to put your people in play. That's one thing about it. If I'm going to lose with my guys. And if we're not going to be successful, it's going to be with my guys. And Magic knew, or maybe he did not know, the responsibility of running the team. You got to go on the road. You got to go on the road, see other teams. You got to go to these colleges and watch these players play.
Yeah, I don't know. You got to go to the Final Four. How about that? Let's do the Final Four. Where was it this year? Minneapolis?
Yes.
I mean, hell, the Lakers used to play there once upon a time. Might be able to see some good George Mikan highlight. You got to. GMs in this league team presidents are globetrotters. They're going to Spain.
Where's Daryl Morey
now? Greece. Right. Well, right now, I think he's in town. But we were talking earlier that I reached out to Daryl a few months ago, and he was in Spain checking on Sergio Llull, who they drafted 8 years ago.
When I was criticizing the Rockets, Daryl Morey sat here and said, "Listen, I got a couple guys that people aren't talking about them now, but they fit our system for what we want to do." He has that little intel that make these little things go because of the information, being on the road, beating the bushes.
It's just I think you nailed it, Antoine. I think he drastically underestimated the amount of work it takes to be effective in that role. It is different than team owner. It is different than face of a company. It is different. It is you have to run the business side of an organization while also running the basketball side of an organization. That's 2 full-time, high-level CEO type of jobs.
It seems that there was a part of Magic Johnson that thought he could still play the role of Magic Johnson, but just as the face of the Lakers. I'll go out because it's me. I'll recruit a couple guys. I'll watch a couple games. Maybe I won't tamper as much, and that'll be it. And you're right. There was an obscene amount of work that came along with it that he saw in the end he didn't want to do.
The first day when he went in the free agency, he went to LeBron's house by himself. So you knew Rob Pelinka wasn't this guy. You knew Luke Walton wasn't this guy. He basically let you know, look, I'm going to go in here, LeBron. It's my show. This is how we're going to do it. He didn't go in there with his other guys. I got recruited in college. When a team wants you, it's the owner, it's the GM, it's the head coach. You're getting phone calls from everybody. He ain't talked to Luke Walton until 3 weeks after he signed. So, that wasn't his guy.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from First Things First, or go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.